Hello everyone, I'm SoylentGreg and welcome back to Steins Gate. We're just beginning chapter 1 now. Last time we met our protagonist and...
おい、そこの貴様、俺たちが見えているか？なぜ何も答えない？貴様に聞いているんだぞ。モニターのそっち側にいる貴様にだ。
talking to me?
間抜け面をしよってつまらんやつだ。貴様からだと俺たちはテレビのモニターの中にいるように見えるだろうな。だがそれは大きな間違いだ。
Very clever game.
モニターの中にいるのは貴様なのだよ。貴様が現実だと思っているその世界は実は全て虚構。
Well, it's always good when a game starts with a little bit of existential dread, right? Sorry, I'm drinking some soda, so that was that noise.
真の現実、それはこちら側にある。自分が何を指摘されているのかすら分かっていないか。無理もない。
Wow, it's like he's talking right to me.
まあいい。貴様には分かりやすく俺たちのことについて説明してやろうではないか。まず俺たちがいるのはどこかということだ。ここは東京
Future Gadget Laboratory.
未来ガジェット研究所だ。
See if I remember what button it is to pull up the glossary. Yep, okay. Sorry. The system. The system is the means by which the organization maintains its grip on humanity. Its full scope is too vast to comprehend, but suffice it to say that the system gives the organization influence over government, religion, media, culture, and science worldwide. Most people do not even know that their lives are controlled by the system. It is so deeply embedded in the fabric of society that modern civilization would not be able to function without it. Destroying the system, therefore, would plunge the world into chaos. Sounds like some angsty Matrix bullshit, but fine.
ラボと呼んでいる。世界の支配構造を作り変えるという我が野望の拠点だな。
そうなんだ。悪いことしちゃダメなんだよ、オカリン。
まあ入りは少し黙っていろ。
I like how he's got the same... That effect on the eyes is really cool.
駅から出たら中央通りを進み、末広町駅の交差点を蔵前橋通りへ左折。次の信号の一歩手前の路地を入ると、大檜山ビルという古臭い雑居ビルがある。目印はビル1階にあるブラウン管工房という。
So we live in a looks like an apartment here that we're using as a laboratory, and it's above something called the Braun Tube Workshop. Braun Tube, another name for the cathode ray tube, CRT. This name is used more commonly in Germany and Japan. It comes from the name of the inventor of the cathode ray tube, Carl Ferdinand Braun. Oh, so basically not HD TVs, but like old school big TVs. Okay. So he lives over a TV store.
今時、旧式のブラウン管テレビだけを扱っているショップだ。いかに電気街である秋葉原といえども、需要があるとは思えない。
Yeah, those things are pretty heavy.
だが、ブラウン管工房店長である天王寺というおっさんは、このビルのオーナーでもある。ゆえに、今や急ピッチで都市開発が進み、しかも高騰しているこの秋葉原であろうと、
try something because I
丸出しの店を構えていら
I
れ
could
る。
hear myself clicking the mouse on the first video, so is there like a key? Oh god, no. Is there like a key that I can use? It doesn't require me to click. Go to auto mode, but no, that's okay. Alright, I'll just keep going as it is. Sorry.
幸いにもあの店長は人を見る目はあるようでな。この俺のカリスマ性を見抜き、ビル2階を丸々ワンフロアただ同然で貸してくれたのだ。ふわ
Something tells me this is exaggerated a bit.
未来ガジェット研究所は深刻な人材不足のため優秀な研究員を随時募集中だ。 今のところ所属研究員は
オカリンオカリン、そこはラボメンって言わなきゃ。所属研究員じゃなくて
ラボメン、すなわちラボラトリーメンバーは俺を含めて3人である。
I like the way they say that. 3.
Labo
Well, I'm looking at 3 people,
001
so.
ラボ創設者にして狂気のマッドサイエンティストであるこの俺、法院京馬。
He sounds like he's spectating like a match. Like, and in this corner,
オカ
Horian
リンって呼び
Kyuma.
方の方が可愛いのに。
I agree.
そしてコスプレが趣味のこう一点、ラボメンナンバー002椎名真由里。
Do I need to hit the button for cosplay? You should know what cosplay is. I mean, okay, for completeness' sake, I'll hit it. Cosplay, an abbreviation of costume play, to dress up in costume, most often as a fictional character. People who cosplay are called cosplayers, which can be shortened to layers. I have never heard it shortened to layers before. Many cosplayers make their own costumes.
てってれー、マユシーです。着るんじゃなくて作るのが趣味だよ。
最後にスーパーハカーラボメンナンバ
Super
ー
Haka?
003橋田至だ。
Alright, let's see here. Super Hacker, Internet. A tremendously skilled hacker, or at least someone who claims to be one. The threat, my friend's a hacker, so he can easily find out who you are, often appears during arguments on the Internet. People mockingly call the obviously non-existent hacker a hacker. So does that mean that Daru is not actually a good hacker, or...
スーパーハッカーって呼ぶなよ。スーパーハッカーだろ、上皇。
そんな我々3人で構成される未来ガジェット研究所の活動内容はそのものズバリ発明である。詳細は我がラボのホームページを見てくれ。もちろん闇の支配権力と戦うための未来ガジェットが最優先事項だが、その研究から派生する副産物的な発明も多いというか、今のところはそっちばかりだ。すでに我々は8つの未来ガジェットを完成させた。だがこれはまだ序章でしかない。未来
It's
ガ
an
ジェッ
odd
ト
number
の
of
アイデアは
inventions.
俺の中に108まであるのだ。
某テニス漫画みたいにですね。わかります。
Tennis manga? Is this is a reference to something I'm not getting, I'm sure.
あったチャンネルのめ。
You @channel junkie. Okay, hang on. @channel, internet, fictional, Japan's most popular message board. Covers a wide variety of topics from hacking to cooking to anime to current events. So it's 4chan, I mean, is what it is. Okay.
それと俺が話しているの
Thinly veiled,
親しをする
so
なと言っているだろ。
not technically copyright infringement, although I don't know if you could copyright infringe on 4chan, but...
そもそもオカリン、さっきからなんで独り言喋ってんの？
独り言ではない。見てわからないのか。
Yeah, he's talking to me.
モニターの向こうにいるこいつに話しかけているのだ。
Shut up, man with
今
fancy
その人
shirt texture.
にやりって笑った。
おのれ貴様、何を笑っているのか。モニターの中の存在のくせに。
Hey, I wasn't grinning.
こっちみんなって言ってやれば？
Say, don't look at me. Huh? Don't look at me, internet. And there's sort of the transliterated Japanese there, I suppose. On the internet, it is an unwritten rule to say this whenever you see an image of someone or something looking towards the camera. Oh, okay.
通じないんじゃないか
It's an internet
な。
俺たちに話しかけられていることにすら気づいていないらしいな。自覚がないというのは実に不幸なことだ。
その人にしてみたらマユシーたちがゲームみたいに見えてるのかな。
そいつには現実なのかゲームなのかっていう発想さえないんじゃね？
んじゃあダル君の大好きな二次元の女の子たちも
2D
そうなの？
girlfriends? Hang on. Okay. A female character in an anime, game, or manga. 2D girl. Otaku. Otaku.
それは別。あの子たちはだから。
Oh, wow.
誰の嫁の話はどうでもいい。
でもさ、マユシの言ったことって興味深いテーマじゃん。もし仮に僕たちがゲームの中の住人だとしたら、それを見極める術はあると思う？
ないな。
即答かよ。
故にそのような議論は不毛。世界の支配構造を打ち砕く方法について考える方がよほど有意義だ。
Just basically a microcosm of like an existentialist conversation. You know, how do we know that we're in it? Well, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, that's really the only conclusion that you can come to.
中二病オツ
I cannot pronounce that word. Chunibyo? Chunibyo? Okay, let's find out what that is. Because I've seen that as the category. Let's see here. Literally, 8th grade syndrome, a term referring to a mindset exhibited primarily by teenage males. Also used as a derogatory term to refer to older people who still exhibit this mindset. Characterized by an affected attitude of nihilism or cynicism, extreme self-centeredness, delusions of power or superiority, and a consuming fear of being treated as a child. The person exhibiting these symptoms believe that they are cool, but most observers find them pathetic. Chunibyo, which is often abbreviated Chuni, often refers to the fictional tropes that teenage males often enjoy, such as ancient conspiracies, superpowers, especially powers sealed in a character's eye or arm, Norse mythology, battles for the fate of the multiverse, etc. The consummate, whatever case, will work such elements into his own personal backstory. Ocarin is a textbook example. That he certainly is. So it's basically a fancy way of saying man-child. Okay. Oh yeah. I step back from the monitor. Displayed on the screen is the Uglycute character Alpaca Man. And I hate to kill this music, but oh, the music keeps playing. Nice. Alpaca, a mammal related to the camel. Average weight, average length, habitat. Recently, alpacas can even be found in America and New Zealand. Unlike camels, alpacas do not have humps. Their bodies are covered with fluffy fur. Due to their strangely long necks and charming faces, they have some popularity as an ugly yet cute Uglycute animal. So like the Upa then from last time. So that's who that's who he was talking to, the Alpaca Man. This is a game called Alpaca Man 2, where you speak to Alpaca Man via microphone and watch him react. The game exploded in popularity when it was released 10 years ago, but personally, I find only the ugly part of Uglycute to be true. I bought it yesterday, 500 yen used, headset included. Hey, free headset. I turned to Daru with a menacing glare. The music seems like it's a little bit louder than the text at times. I'm not sure if there's any way to fix that. I sweep my hair back and flash a devilish grin. Okay. Why is it not? Oh. Because I have my phone up. I was wondering why he lifted his phone. Offline meet. Internet. When members of an internet community meet in real life. Well, that makes sense. This fat, bespectacled guy is my brother-in-arms and right-hand man, Hashida Itaru, nicknamed Daru. He's got that cool effect on his shirt again, and he's got like a question mark hat that makes me think of Fez. Somehow. Not the hat Fez, but the game. He's a hardcore otaku. You can always find him in front of the computer, playing games and watching anime. Otaku, a term for people with an obsessive interest in a particular topic. Hobbyists. Most often refers to fans of anime, manga, and video games, but there are also train otaku, military otaku, electronics otaku, etc. I have a friend who's a Disney otaku. So this guy is basically the player stand-in then. Sitting in front of the computer watching anime and playing games is literally what I'm doing right now. He has 2D wives on whom he cheats with 3D maids. I don't agree with his preferences, but to him, anything's fine as long as it's moe. Sometimes I look at that and I see Moe and think of, like, the Three Stooges. Anything's fine as long as it's Moe. Or, like, from The Simpsons. He's the reliable and skilled partner who brings my ideas to fruition. Despite his insistence that software is his forte, he shows remarkable aptitude with hardware as well. That's not how that works, Mayuri. Over here, nursing a pricked finger, we have Sheena Mayuri, a 16-year-old high school student, if you can believe it. I've known her since we were both small. She's still small. She's also an otaku, nowhere near Daru's level though. This ditzy girl is in charge of the lab's official costume division for women, and today she's working on costumes at her usual leisurely pace. Why does the Future Gadget Laboratory need costumes for women? It doesn't. The truth is that Mayuri is completely useless. Damn, man! Come on! Still, there's no way I would ever kick her out. After all, she was the first one to join the Future Gadget Laboratory. I still remember the day Mayuri first came to the lab. It was spring. She said to me, hostage? We keep her hostage? Okay, well that certainly was cryptic. But her offer was my salvation. For she was the first to join me on my magnificent quest. She saved me from a solitary life on the run from the organization. I will never forget her kindness. Mayuri doesn't have to be useful. Her being here is enough. So I was thinking, and that glossary... Sorry. That glossary entry about sort of the man-child syndrome, whatever it was called, definitely basically states that all of this is sort of Okabe's like personal delusions, I suppose. Delusions of grandeur. Oh, keep opening that phone by mistake. I mean, I guess it's sort of like real life where people check their phone all the fucking time.
Yeah, then.
The human-faced alpaca inside the monitor was completely unresponsive. So unresponsive you'd think the game was bugged. Whatever, I give up. Never again will I play this boring game. I kinda want to play Alpaca Man now. I curse his name and smack the TV. As soon as I do, the TV makes a sound like it's shorted, and then the screen goes blank. I change the channel, nothing. Check the power cable, nothing. Whack it again, good try, nothing. I guess it's broken, damn. This crummy TV is on lease from the Brawn Tube workshop downstairs. It's probably just old. Yes, Mayuri, we upset the alpaca god. So, called his friend useless, broke the TV. Hui and Kuma. I turn off the TV and lie down on the couch. I'm fed up with the humidity of Japanese summers. I stare at a conspicuous stain on the ceiling while fanning myself. I close my eyes. I close my eyes. And what naturally comes to mind is that impossible scene I saw an hour ago. Oh yeah! We did see a dead girl in an empty street and a satellite crash into a building, didn't we? As I left Radio Kaikan, everyone vanished before my eyes. I can't explain it. And it wasn't just the people on the street. The people in the store is gone. And the restaurant's gone. Even the cars vanished, drivers and all. And it all happened in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, an empty city spread before me. I could still hear the music from the stores, but those catchy melodies were the only sounds of life remaining. Okay, now I know he's crazy. He thinks the melodies playing in stores are catchy. Heat was rising from the asphalt in waves, but I felt only a cold chill down my spine. I just stood there breathless until... Mayuri's voice brought me back to reality. Mayuri hadn't disappeared. She was right there looking at me with questioning eyes. Did this happen
人が
in the previous
消えたよな
one? No, okay, this is additional information.
消えただろ今目の前で
Panic took hold as the enormity of what had just happened struck me. Unable to control myself, I grabbed Mayuri by her slender shoulders and shook her.
マユリも見たか見たよな
Apparently she makes a noise like an oscillating fan when she's confused. Mayuri's head flopped back and forth from my shaking, so we gave her the poor girl brain damage too. You're a saint, Akarin.
見てない
I stopped shaking her and looked straight into her eyes, her teal and orange eyes. She returned my gaze with eyes clear as glass
見て
marbles.
いない見ていないのかだってついさっきまでここにはたくさんの人たちが歩いていたんだぞ
歩いてたかな。
それに店員まで消えているこんなことはいくらなんでもありえない
それは仕方ないと思うよ。
Her reply didn't make any sense.
とにかくね、最初からこの辺には誰もいなかったよ。あ、そっか。オカリンは幻を見てたんだね。
So why does Mayuri think it's perfectly normal for the street to be completely
この
empty in
暑
the
さ
middle
の
of the
せい
day?
だよ。トゥットゥル
I like that a lot, that tutor. It almost sounds like she's saying toodaloo, like, toodaloo, Akarin, you fucked up. How could she laugh at a time like this? I always thought she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. Well, you did just shake her head back and forth on her neck. I realized that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. The scorching summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akiba's buildings. Naturally, my eyes drifted to the top floor of Radio Kaikan, where I had been just a moment before. There it was, an enormous machine, like some kind of satellite, embedded in the roof of the building where not 5 minutes before I had found Makis Kurisu's body in a pool of blood. What happened to her? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn I heard an ambulance siren. Makis Kurisu might still be in that dark, narrow passageway, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was,
そもそも
what the hell is that satellite doing there? Well, that's nice. Yeah, you care more about that than the dead girl. Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building shook like a bomb had exploded. The roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it, someone had placed a satellite-like machine, shrouded in smoke and glowing dust. When I first saw it, the satellite was on the rooftop. That's not what I was seeing now. This satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere, somehow. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did that happen?
マユリあの人工衛星だわ
びっくりしたね。
びっくりしただと
ドカーンってすっごい音がしたもん。
Of course, this is what Mayuri cares about. A huge kaplow. It certainly did make a sound, but I don't think it was kaplow. I'd say it was more like zoom.
あの人工衛
I
星
tried.
落ちてきたのか
来たのかな。宇宙人さん乗ってるのかな。
Had I lost my mind? What I had seen didn't match at all with what Mayuri was saying. Suddenly nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it
そこの
all?
君たち
Just then, a uniformed policeman ran up to us, his expression stern.
ここで何をやっているんだここらは今立ち入り禁止だすぐに出て行きなさい
ごめんなさい。
それより制服警官さん仮にあなたを警官 A と名付けるが一つ聞きたいことがあるんです
That's a good way to endear yourself to law enforcement, Akarin.
警官 A って
It changes his name to Officer A. I like
今
that.
ここで数千人の通行人が一瞬で消えたんです。あなたも見ましたよね。
見ていない。いいから早く出ていけ。
I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Makis Kurisu and get him to call an ambulance, but before I could...
さっきから何をバカなことばかり言っているんだ。
So, the policeman took me by the upper arm and said, "No one got stabbed at Radio Kaikan." But I didn't tell him that. What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was still trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcefully led us away. How could he possibly know that? We were escorted up to UPX and released. Let me pull that up. So, it's interesting. All the people vanished. The place is off limits, I'm assuming because a satellite crashed into a building, but when the satellite was on the roof, there were just people everywhere. So, obviously something has changed. UPX, a major office building in Akihabara. Sorry. All right, so let's continue with the story. Sorry. Obviously, there's some weirdness going on. There were people at UPX, like usual. Actually, there were far more people than usual. The place was packed. Just as Officer A had said, Chuodori had been blockaded by police, so nobody could enter. There was nothing we could do, so we headed back to the lab. And that brings us to the present. Finally, okay. Flashback over. I'm baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabachi's presentation really happen? I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radio Kaikan. All the major stations in Tokyo, even To TV, are running special bulletins about it. Let's read. To TV. Fictional, a television network based in Tokyo. To TV airs more anime than other commercial television networks, making it a favorite among otaku. When a major news story breaks in Tokyo, most stations interrupt regular programming to deliver a special bulletin. To TV is the exception, which has given rise to the joke, if To TV cuts to a special bulletin, the apocalypse is nigh. Okay, fair enough. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but Chuodori is still closed off. Akihabara Station is jammed with reporters and curious onlookers. Nobody's mentioned anything about the disappearance of thousands of people from Akiba's streets, nor about Makis Kurisu's murder. It's all a mystery. A mystery? Might solve a mystery. Or rewrite history. Somehow I think he's about to blame the organization for all this. From the sofa, I spring to my feet, a wide grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare.
これもすべて機関の隠蔽工作ということだな。警察にすら圧力をかけられるということは、
You know, I didn't have to be a psychic to know that one.
もはや奴らの手の内にあるということ。なんということだ。だが、俺の目はごまかせんぞ。いつか必ず奴らの所業を暴き、その支配構造に終止符を打ってやる。
Having come to a satisfactory conclusion, I take a celebratory bottle of Dr. P, my favorite soda, from the fridge. I like Dr. Pepper too. The lab has no air conditioning. Ice-cold drinks are essential.
頭脳労働の後のドクターペッパーは相変わらず最高にうまいな。
コーラの方がよくね？
オカリンは本当にドクターペッパーさんが大好きだよね。
この知的飲料の良さがわからないやつは人生の5分の1を損しているぞ。うわ。
I sort of skipped it a little bit. Sorry about that. Step through the curtain dividing its center and you'll enter the heart of the future gadget laboratory, the development room. Just as the name implies, this is the room where we develop future gadgets. Needless to say, it is strictly off limits to outsiders. It's literally behind the curtain. Yes, I know the setup is cheap. I would much rather have an airlock than a curtain, but our research budget is already scraping the bottom of the barrel. Besides, what's important isn't money, it's ambition. And Dr. P. I added that last part. I poke Daru and bid him follow me into the development room. All of the windows here are weather stripped with packing tape, so it's dim. It looks like there's a pause button on the top right corner of that monitor, so interesting. This is a very just moving my mouse up do that? That's weird. Very cluttered, weird-looking room. And hot, almost like a sauna. I've been wanting to buy an air conditioner for the lab, but there's no money for that. We're currently accepting donations. They should start a GoFundMe. But then the organization might catch on. Upon entering the development room, I pick up the lab coat that's lazily draped on the chair and put it on. I always wear a lab coat in the development room, for practical reasons as well as symbolic ones. Daru, however, refuses to wear his. Putting it on and taking it off is apparently too much trouble for him. He can't be bothered to do anything that doesn't interest him. It's men like him who give our generation a bad name. Totally him and not you. His lab coat, purchased from my own pocket money I might add, just sits on the shelf. It's never been worn, and probably never will be.
Daru, 計画は順調に推移しているか？
計画って何ぞ?
He has no idea. Daru gives me a blank look. I sigh and turn his attention to the table in the middle of the room. Sitting majestically on top of the table is a commercial-grade microwave oven. It's significantly larger than newer home models. Just for completion's sake, let's pull up the glossary. Microwave oven! A cooking appliance which heats food by bombarding it with microwaves, originally called the radar range. The microwave was invented when a radar technician accidentally discovered that electromagnetic waves could warm food. Afterwards, research continued, and the consumer appliance version was launched in America in 1947. It emits electromagnetic waves at a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. This is a special frequency known as ISM band, which is also used by wireless LAN devices. Consumer-grade output is around 500 to 1,000 watts, and commercial-grade output is around 1,500 to 2,000 watts. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you should probably know what a microwave oven is.
計画は計画だ。8号機の調整以外に何があるというのか。
Gadget number 8, the microwave oven.
ああ、そのこと。いきなり計画とか言うから何事かと思った。
そろそろお前との付き合いも3年半ほどになる。
This immediately makes me think we're about to like unveil fabulous prizes. We went to high school together, and now we're going to the same university. We share an inseparable bond, like prison cellmates. He's only been a lab member for 2 months.
高2の時はクラス別でほとんど喋んなかったじゃん。だから実質2年半じゃね？
細かいことはどうでもいい。それほどの付き合いの長さなのだから、いい加減俺の会話についてこられるようになってくれ。
それは無理。
Awkward silence. Man, all I wanted to do was have one of those cool, cryptic conversations where we talk about plans and preparations and other important-sounding stuff, but no one knows what it means except us. I feel you there. Shot down again.
それで、8号機の不調の原因究明は進んだか？
いや、まだ。
So far, the Future Gadget Laboratory has completed a total of 8 inventions. As I explained to Alpaca Man, the lab's primary goal is to develop weapons for the war against the Dark Dominion, led by the organization that rules the world from the shadows. That is a hell of a homepage, by the way. That looks like the shit I used to make when I was in, like, freshman year of high school. At present, we haven't completed any inventions of that sort. On the contrary, we haven't even figured out what we should make. But along the way, we have managed to create some ingenious futurist gadgets as a byproduct of our research. It is a fundamental truth of science that great inventions are often created by accident. In other words, serendipity. Serendipity, the ability to discover something valuable when looking for something else. The microwave oven was born through serendipity. Allow me to introduce our glorious future gadgets. Our glorious future gadgets! Gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. Oh god, every one of these is going to have a glossary entry, isn't it? Oh well. Bit particle gun. Future gadget number 1. The very first future gadget. A toy ray gun with a TV remote jammed inside. You can change channels by pointing it at the TV and pulling the trigger. However, the only supported button is channel up. No other buttons like volume are usable. To turn the TV on, you must manually flip the switch on the TV. Its name is a reference to the classic Japanese robot anime Mobile Jacket Gundam, which I'm guessing is a thinly veiled version of Gundam. Gadget number 2, the Bamboo Helicam. Oh, that one sounds interesting. Bamboo Helicam. Future gadget number 2, a CCD camera mounted to a bamboo toy helicopter. The camera is attached to the helicopter's fulcrum, allowing it to record aerial footage unpowered. However, the image is rotating at high speed, so you might get dizzy if you keep looking at it. Name originates from the sci-fi manga 22 Amon. Gadget number 3. Could this be Aura Aura? What? Future gadget number 3. A lie detector based on thumb perspiration. Though it might be more appropriate to call it a sweat detector, you have to admit, it's a pretty clever invention. Its name is a reference to the classic manga, Juju's Bizarre Adventure. I'm expecting one of these to be about like Dragon Gall H or something. Gadget number 4. Moad Snake. Moad Snake, future gadget number 4, an instant super humidifier. Uses electric heating coils to quickly boil a large volume of water. This generates enough steam to fill a room of 12 square meters, though it can only be operated continuously for a few seconds. It looks like a Claymore landmine, which appeals to military otaku. Its name is a reference to the stealth action game Metal Moa Solid Rising. Okay, that's obviously a Metal Gear Solid joke. Gadget number 5. Once again, I've made a worthless object by Gomon. Future gadget number 5, created by combining a dryer and a vacuum. The dryer is operated using the exhaust of the vacuum. Its name is a reference to the popular anime Lupants III. Gadget number 6, the Sialoom Saber. Future gadget number 6, a red chemical glow stick with a handle attached, allowing one to grip it like a sword. Made possible not just with future gadget laboratory hardware, but also with chemical knowledge. Inspired by Spark Wars, a series of epic sci-fi movies. So, he made a lightsaber out of a glow stick. That's a very important to science. No, really. Gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball. Future gadget number 7, a gadget created by arranging 12 6-inch CRT monitors in a sphere. Small CMOS cameras are installed in the gaps between the monitors, each connected to the monitor on the opposite side of the sphere. This attempt at practical optical camouflage is the greatest masterpiece among the completed future gadgets, but its sheer size makes it difficult to store. Its name is derived from the sci-fi manga Ghost in the Husk, which has an anime adaptation. Mobile Armored Riot Camouflage Ball. I like that. So now we're on future number 8. They can all be seen on the website Daru made, so feast your eyes upon the product of a mad scientist genius. I don't know about that. Anyway, our current problem is future gadget number 8, the Phone Wave, name subject to change. Phone Wave is a pretty weak name, so I've added name subject to change to the end until we come up with something better. For the record, it was Mayuri's idea, not mine. When a future gadget is completed, the three of us discuss what to name it. I prefer names based on mythology, or names with hidden meanings that need extra explanation to understand. I gathered that. Daru thinks my naming style too ridiculous. He just doesn't have a passion for words like I do. Mayuri can't be bothered to remember difficult names. She says they don't fit in her head. And so our opinions on gadget names are always split. But I digress. The Phone Wave, name subject to change, is, in short, a remote-controlled microwave. Great! You put food into the microwave before you leave, then on your way back, call the attached cell phone to start the heating process. Voila, hot food ready for your arrival. That's not the worst idea, I guess, but I don't see how it's going to help you fight the Dark Dominion. So it's basically a piece of junk. A few days ago, however, we discovered that the Phone Wave, name subject to change, has a second unintended capability. Our brave, or possibly just ditzy, Mayuri had made it her daily routine to heat some frozen fried chicken by remote control. Long story short, she was defrosting her beloved juicy chicken number 1, as usual, when the unexpected happened. The chicken came out more frozen than when she put it in. The microwave refroze the chicken. Since then, Daru and I have been searching for the cause.
マユ氏がやった状況を再現して何度も実験したけど、冷凍できたりできなかったりだし、バナナを冷凍してみようとしたら、さらにへんてこなことになったし、さっぱりわかんない。
What happened to the banana? Daru, now looking completely fed up with the heat, starts fanning himself with his shirt. Probably why he doesn't want to wear a lab coat. I know what he means by really weird. Let's see if we can't make it happen again.
マユリここにバナナを持て。
またゲルバ ナ作るの？
Gelbanas?
前から気になってたけどさ、まゆし。ゲルバナって略さないでくんない？
だってね、ゲルバナはゲルバナだもん。
I can't argue with that logic. I take the bananas from Mayuri and stick the whole bunch into the foam wave named subject to change. Am I gonna do this every time? Yeah.
なんでいつも一房丸ごと入れるの？
ケチケチしていては機関との戦いに勝利することなどできんぞ。
Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do here, we're at 40 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'll save in the second slot just to be safe. And then we'll go ahead and pick this up next time on our next episode and see what happens when we put these bananas in the microwave on Steins Gate. I'm SoylentGreg, and hopefully I'll see you next time.